Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Professor Fabricio and today we'll dive into why and when you should prune your arabica coffee. Back in 2009, researcher Fagundes and his team reviewed 109 studies on pruning present at the Brazilian Coffee Research Congress. The findings were surprising. Out of all papers, only 17 showed that pruning actually beat the unpruned control in average yield. That reveals a big truth right away. Pruning purely to boost average yield usually fails. So, why prune at all? The real goal is reducing the production cost per bag of green coffee. We aren't aiming for absolute maximum yield. We are aiming for maximum economic yield. That means achieving the rightest financial return at the lowest operational cost. When you leave coffee trees unpruned, total yield might hold steady for a while, but production shifts entirely to the upper third of the tree where light and growth are highest. Over time, trees get too tall, lose their ideal shape, and turn harvesting and routine field operations into a nightmare. Deciding whether to prune comes to a careful evaluation with your technical advisor, balance agronomic and economic factors. Before making a move, ask yourself a few critical diagnostic questions. First, is the field's poor condition really a pruning issue? Could stepping up disease control, like tackling coffee leaf rust or cercospora, restore your yields? Second, are you effectively managing major pests like leaf miner, or could soil pests like nematodes be causing the decline? Third, is your nutrition plan on target? Are you respecting Liebig's law of the minimum? If pest disease, if pests, disease, and nutrient management are inefficient, pruning won't solve the problem. It will only complicate it. But if your management is spot on and production remains low, pruning might be necessary. On major caveat, if a well-managed field has never produced good yields, pruning won't fix it. Pruning cannot change plant genetics. If a cultivar isn't adapted to your local environment, your best move is uprooting and replanting with a suitable variety. Here's another question to consider. Does your current variety match the yield potential of modern cultivars? Older fields, say 20, 30, or 14 years old, often benefit far more from complete renovation. Replacing them with modern cultivars gives you higher yields, better canopy structure, and built-in resistance to rust or nematodes. If a full renovation isn't financially feasible right now, you can combine strategic pruning in some blocks with a phased replanting schedule in others. This lets you gradually transition your plantation over a few years without crashing your cash flow. And quick tip on nematodes. If soil pests are present, rotate with non-host crops after uprooting to bring pest population down to safe levels. When you do replant, select resistant cultivars or use seedling grafted onto resistant stocks. So, why pruning in the first place? Let's break down the main reasons. First, to recover lost potential. Pruning does not push a tree past its biological peak. If a field capped out at 60 bags per hectare during its prime time, pruning won't jump that average to 70. But if that field dropped to 20 or 30 bags, strategic pruning helps restore it back to its 60 bag baseline. Second, to cut labor costs. Labor, especially on hillside plantations, can account for up to 50% of your cost per bag. Methods like high topping keep plant rate manageable. This eliminates the need for ladders, speeds up manual picking, and keeps workers safe. Third, To manage alternate bearing, methods like skeletal pruning combined with topping stagger production over time. In low crop years, when harvesting a few bags per hectare is economically wasteful, strategic pruning lets you zero crop, eliminating the harvest entirely to save money and prepare for a bigger crop next season. Fourth, to restore light and airflow. Have you ever noticed how edge plants are always more productive than inner rows? That's because of better airflow and direct solar radiation. As trees grow taller and wider, tight spacing leads to canopy closure or row closure, blocking light to the lower branches. Coffee trees naturally shed leaves don't produce enough energy. When shedded leaves turn into energy sinks rather than sources, the plants drop them, causing bare, dried out branches, a problem known as losing the lower skirt. Pruning restores light throughout the entire canopy profile. Finally, strategic pruning evens out yields and protects tree health. Timing the pruning levels out biennial bearing swings, giving you consistent baseline production year after year. It maintains ideal plant architectures for uniform foliar nutrients and spray coverage, preventing the tree exhaustion and dieback caused by source sink imbalances. In short, strategic pruning gives you full control over field efficiency, canopy health, and long-term profitability. If this video helped you and you'd like a follow-up on which type of prune you should use, let me know in the comments and read that like button. Thanks for watching and I'll see you the next one.